Everyone is looking for someone who understands, even if it's their family, their best friend, their partner, or the most wanted man on TV. A person who doesn't look you in the eye, doesn't play with your words, and can communicate feelings without any discrepancy. An accomplice of destiny who carries the same sin instead of giving punishment. Everyone is desperately looking for such a person while knowing that there is nobody like that in this whole world. Someone who can gaslight the shit out of you. Hey, how's it going, guys? Elijah D. Gray here, and in today's video I want to talk about what is probably one of the worst manga I've read. The manga is called Last Men Healer, which, if anyone is wondering what a men healer is, we're in the same boat, so let me give you what the manga defines it as. A men healer is a suicidal, depressed woman who has self-inflicted cuts all over her body. Now, if you're like me and are confused as to why they didn't just call her depressed or suicidal instead of men healer, is truly beyond me. Either way though, let's talk about the manga. The manga starts with our main character Kaname and his three other friends having a sophisticated conversation about the arts, politics, the socioeconomic state of the world, and how badly they just wanna fuck. As they talk about their desires, we learn that Kaname isn't like the other guys, and he's just wearing a facade. Kaname then gets asked by one of his dude bros if he has a crush on anyone, and denies it only to be asked if he has a crush on this girl in their class named Igarashi. After mentioning her, Kaname admits that she's cute, but he's never talked to her because she's a hermit and doesn't talk in class or much in general. After talking about her being a recluse, the dude bros just throw out there with no hesitation that she cuts her wrist and her whole body's covered in scars. Just like that, no build-up, pure rumors. Kaname then points out his own wrist has a scar on it, but this is not a self-induced scar, it's just a scar he got in art class as a kid. They continue on with their dude bro things and class ends. Kaname has to stay after class to clean the room with Surata, a fellow student who has a fat crush on Kaname. She confesses her feelings to him as they were cleaning, and he rejects her and leaves her to clean the class by herself. As he walks away though, we learn that he was happy she had a crush on him, but he just said no. The next day after class, Nakame and one of his dude bros are leaving, and they're approached and asked if they can bring some extra supplies to the unused science room. They are given the only spare key because the other one has mysteriously disappeared. On the way there, Dude Bro ditches and leaves Kaname by himself to store the supplies. As Kaname is storing the supplies, he hears the door click. But he just locked it behind him! Who could it be? Who has the lost key? Not wanting to deal with conflict, he decides to hide in an empty closet in the room, only to peek out and see it's Ishihara. The girl who people say cuts herself has the extra science room key? But why? Kaname just watches her. She sits down and reaches through her backpack and pulls out a razor. And she starts to fucking cutting herself in school. And he just watches. A bug starts crawling on Kaname's hand, which scares him, and he comes out the closet. Ishihara then begins to finally talk to Kaname, saying, I directly quote, "Whatever, can you keep the fact I have the key a secret?" Only after Kaname mentions her cutting herself does she say anything, to which she says, when I don't feel like going home or when I'm not feeling like this, and so on. Is that enough? Of course you wouldn't understand. Normal people like Nakahara-kun wouldn't understand. And I hate to be the person who says something, but I feel like most people like Kaname who aren't depressed would say something like, yeah, I don't, but let me try to help you, or something along those lines. But nope, not Kaname at least. He takes off his watch and reveals the scar he got as a kid in art class, but instead of saying that, he says he does understand and that he's not a normal person just like her. He then gaslights her into a relationship, and from there the gaslighting only gets worse. I'm sorry the synopsis was so long, but I need you guys to understand the shit show of a beginning this manga has. And truly, I wish I could tell you how bad this whole manga is, but I don't want to waste any more of your time. and rather just warn you guys not to read this unless you're looking for something bad to read. The art in this manga is not great, although nothing I could ever draw, but even in double page spreads, the art still just does not truthfully impress me. The manga is written by the same guy who did Onani Master Kurosawa, which is just disappointing because it's absolutely horrible. But considering the manga is based on a novel, which I'm going to blame the novel for the horrible story and characters rather than the mangaka. Throughout all 14 chapters of the manga, I don't think there was a single chapter that I enjoyed myself reading, and the only reason I kept going back was because of how bad it was. I remember finishing a chapter and actually laughing in disbelief at just how bad of a twist the manga was trying to pull. Even though the manga is only 14 chapters, it took me 2 days to read it, because it was just that difficult to read. After the first day, I had read about 5 chapters in one sitting, and I had to stop because it was just so bad I wanted to read something else. But the second day, I pushed through, and boy oh boy did the manga end. That's one thing I can say about the ending. Also, the last thing, and it's just really nitpicky, but the covers. Why does the style from volume 1 to 2 change so much for no reason? It just bothers me for no reason. It just bothers me. Hey guys, I just want to say that if I offended anyone with my way of handling the topic of suicide and depression, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend or anything, and I do understand it's a serious problem, and I should be the last person to talk about it in a serious way. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, a like is greatly appreciated. And as always, if you want to see more, then please subscribe. It's the best way to support me and know when new videos come out. Also, I want to say sorry for not posting last week. To be honest, just didn't feel like it. Initially, I really wanted to make a video talking about Brockhampton, which I'll spoil the title if I ever do make the video. It was going to be Saturation Trilogy Cherry Bomb Perfected, but I've quickly realized that I have no right to talk about music, especially in a critical / analytical way. Also, like, for sure, when it comes to my 2 favorite artists now being Tyler the Creator and Brockhampton, I just feel too biased to break it down critically. But if anyone has watched up to here, though, and would like to see that kind of video, leave a comment down below saying something like that, and I'll be sure to respond saying something. Also, for anyone who cares, the best Brockhampton album after listening to all of them is Roadrunner. Thanks for watching. Peace.